morning, afternoon, whatever it is. So, and my phone doesn't have the largest battery, but I wanted to make this video because my last video, if you go to my videos and you look up the last video, titled "Where is Brian Mullin?" worked. It's kind of a weird feeling, like it's strange, and it's strange to see that the Brian Mullin video that came out only came out, seemingly came out either later on in the day on the video I made, or within a day or two of it. Because according to YouTube, if you type in "where is Brian Mullin" in YouTube, it's going to pop up a few different videos. If you switch to by upload date, you'll see that there are two videos. One that says, Brian Mullin, where's Brian Mullin, case closed. It's the same video released by two different people. And surprisingly, this video doesn't have thousands of views. I don't understand it at all. It seems to me like it's a deep fake. But again, what do I know? Except I know a lot. That's what's strange. So if you look, you'll see that Brian, the two videos, the one video that came out literally came out right after mine. If you do it by date, those two will be on top of mine. So again, it's either the day that I made my video or within a couple days. But if you watch my video and you skip to the 5-minute mark in my video, it's like an hour and a half long. But if you skip, and I suggest watching the whole thing, because the whole thing is good. And it explains my connection to Brian Mullin and how I've been on the fringe of his story since the beginning. So, and there's more connections than I thought with him. But his latest video, it's a 2-minute video where he's supposedly sitting with some chick, but you can't see her face. And he's talking about me, really. But he's talking about how the people that, that were paranoid, and was his handler, his wife, says, tell him not to be so paranoid and such paranoid weirdos. And he and so he repeats it, stop being such paranoid weirdos. But they they're sort of like making fun, teasing. It's really weird, but he's saying things like he can't understand why people are trying to find out whether he's alive or not. Like in the world that we're in, especially when you're talking about government corruption and all that kind of stuff, the idea of somebody being made to disappear is not far-fetched. So for that to be the case, like for him to question and shit talk, why are you mad at people for you don't make videos, like I don't make these videos so nobody sees them. I make the videos so they're seen by as many people as I possibly can have them seen by, and I hope you feel something from them. I hope they inspire you to think or question things, whatever it may be. I hope it's not just the same, blank nonsense that you watch most TV with, right? So, as a fellow content creator, I don't understand like his whole shtick about not getting why people would care or anything. And at one point he says something about, you know, he says I was going through a bad I went through a bad marriage and then a bad divorce. His star was only like 6-8 months. And it's weird watching his video because it's like he's hoping that we don't remember what he did. You know, we don't remember the whole female that was married, or the female with the kid that he met during the process, and then moved to the mountains of South Dakota or South Carolina, and like we remember it. And then there's the whole idea that he made $200,000 plus. I think it was I think the GoFundMe was like $200,000 or $100,000, something like that. And not only did he get it, he exceeded it within a few days. That was when he pulled everything down. And there was no word. And like it's always been said, like all you had to do was be like, hey, I'm going through some personal stuff. I'm gonna, back down for a little bit. I'm not gonna be as live, or I'm gonna, pull myself out for a little bit. That would be totally acceptable, believable, all that shit. Everybody would understand that. And they'd understand, and they'd give you your privacy. You could have probably just disappeared. If you would have done that and then just never come back, nobody would have ever really thought about it. But the idea that this man was going to literally change the world, whether it was proving it's round or proving it's flat, one way or another, he had created a ride that would allow you to do that. Like, what woman isn't going to support you in that? And the woman that doesn't support you in that, why would you want to be with her? Whoa, this is weird. I'm not trying to do this at all. What's going on? It's all good. There you are. All right, my man.
Thank you, brother.
No problem. Have a good day.
This is my son's favorite player. He's 13.
He's smart.
He idolized this guy.
Well, that's a good investment. Give it 10 years, and that'll be worth 10 times what you paid.
Man, listen, brother. He idolized that guy, man.
Yeah, well,
it's like his workout ethic, everything. He idolized this guy, bro.
That's a good role model.
You know what? I met somebody here about a year ago. Got some hockey cards, same place.
Not me.
Some younger kids. I know it wasn't you, but it was some younger kids.
Yeah. The cards are the future, man.
I knew exactly where I was going.
Cards are the future. Cards are the best thing you can invest in. Better than gold, better than silver.
I got about 600 graded cards now.
Yeah, wow.
I've been collecting over 2 years.
Yeah.
Now I'm collecting autographed jerseys.
Yeah.
Now I got 10 of them.
Your wife hates
frames.
you.
I got them in the frames.
Your wife hates you. Cards take up enough room.
God.
Now you're collecting jerseys, big ass jerseys.
Oh my. But it's all for my son, man.
It is.
I'm leaving him a legacy.
Yes, you are. And if you need anything else, man, I got lots of stuff posted. So.
Do you got anything graded?
Yeah.
Like what?
I got lots of graded stuff posted.
Like
you just got to click on my name and you'll see a bunch of stuff. You got to scroll through it.
Just keep going through it. You got any more soccer graded?
I don't. I have a Neymar that I'm debating on whether to part with or not. But okay. I'll think about that. But I got lots of stuff, man. Lots.
Basketball, football, hockey, stuff like that.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff, man. Good stuff. Check it out.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. So yeah, so sorry about that. So I I didn't even mean to find it. I had accidentally found it today, trying to find my video. And This is really weird. I don't know what's going on, why it looks like this. Anyway, like I can't see any comments or anything. I don't know what's going on. Why is it doing this? It's funny that my page is acting funny. So I you know, I look at his page and or I watch this video and he's lying about what happened to him. It doesn't quite look like him. It's crazy. It really is crazy to see him talking about me, because if you watch my video, I call his boss, and you have to really go watch the video, because the video, you can see the effort that I put in. You know, I break down the whole story of what happened with him and how we got to that point to begin with. And the fact that he you know, like I say, did he take the money and run? What happened with the GoFundMe account? Did he just bail? I mean, you know, there's lots of things in this situation, but to then think, like, why does the first video Brian Mullin put out in 6 years, it just happens to come out the day I make my video, and for some reason it has zero fanfare? How does it have zero fanfare? How come nobody's seen that video? But I mean, it's just, you know, it's really crazy when you look at what was done in my video. So I looked up this company that he's supposed to work for, Arete Engineering, which when you break it down, it's actually Areteen, Arteen Engineering. And maybe that's a stretch. I'd be willing to accept that that might be a stretch on that one. But it's this pretty big engineering firm, right? They have like 12 or 13, 15 engineers that work for them. They're supposedly this government contracted, Homeland Security contracted bridge building company. I don't even know. Like, it's really weird. And if you look at their video, if you look at their website, it's a shell website. It's not a real website. You know, it's it's not interactive at all. I don't know, maybe they changed it. Maybe they adjusted it based on my video. But prior to my video, you know, I made the video 3 months ago, and that was the first time I had looked at that page in like 2-3 years. 4 years. And it wasn't any different. And when you look at that page and like things we've worked on, it's all stuff from years and years ago. But the craziest part is that you can't contact anyone on that page except for the main number. Now, you would think if you called the main number of an engineering firm that handles government contracts and stuff, that they're going to have some sort of answering service. At the very least, you know, it's going to go to voicemail, you know, of the place. Instead, it goes to the head chosen Jewish guy who runs who's you know, the CEO or whatever of that engineering firm. The number goes directly to his cell phone. Hi, this is Scott with Arete Engineers. Please leave a message after the, you know, please leave a message or something like that. That's not a professional business. You know, you don't do that. Even if you're the engineer, you don't do that. If you're the head engineer, you say, hi, this is Scott with Airtag engineers, please leave a message. You don't say anything else? So I call and he calls me back. The guy actually, I left a message saying how weird the whole thing was. So then he calls me back just after it's been long enough for him to, listen to the message. And he acts all dumb about it, like, oh, well, what are you calling for? And when I'm like, look, I'm just calling because there's a pretty large group of people. Like, you have to understand, this guy doesn't know. I could be a reporter. I could be an investigative journalist, Good morning. I could be doing all kinds of stuff. You don't know who I am. But his response is, I said, well, I'm actually calling regarding Brian Mullin. There's a lot of people out there concerned about his well-being, whether he's okay or not. And before I could actually get the whole thing out, he's going, oh, you haven't heard? Yeah, Brian Mullin was abducted by aliens. And I was like, yeah, of course, that's the kind of nonsense. And he hangs up. Now, if you're going to try to debunk or dissuade somebody, that's not how you do it. Especially if the whole thing was that he wanted some privacy. He wanted to he had some stuff he was dealing with and he wanted to be left alone. Why didn't the guy say that? Why didn't the guy just say, oh yeah, man, we get calls like that every once in a while. He was in a really screwed up kind of situation and he just needed some time alone. He needed some time away. He needed to figure things out. So, yeah, he's safe though. He's good and safe. Like, why wouldn't you just say that? Why would you feed into it and oh, he's abducted? What would be the purpose of that? If anything, that's going to make people obsess over it more, call you more, try to figure things out more because that response. That response. So why did this guy? And of course, he's Jewish. He's some Jewish guy, of course, because they don't have a problem with lying. They don't have a problem with being that horrible person. That's them. That's what they do. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh shit, I can't. I don't understand why this isn't working. I'm trying to make this work. I want to see the goddamn video. I want to see what comments are coming through because I'm sure there are comments coming through. Wow, that is weird. I'm telling you, this is strange as shit, man. I really want to know what you guys are thinking, what you guys are saying. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off and jump back on because it's important. I want to know what kind of either positive or negative nonsense is being said. So I will be right back. Hopefully you come back.